right, we are live from Red Hook, Function House, Tuesday night. Back at it again. Would like to welcome to the show, and not a stranger to the Function House because he has been here.
Been here once, yeah. Happy to be back. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, Dimitry Mak.
What's up?
Yeah.
How are you?
Welcome back.
What's going on? Thanks for having me. Yeah, for sure. Happy to be here.
What's going on? Anything changed since you last been here?
Yeah, a few things. I just did Madison Square Garden on Saturday.
That's
With the
amazing.
so that was pretty incredible.
So wait, I don't know if we got your whole backstory last time you were here. Why don't you tell us, like, where do you come from? Born and
Absolutely,
raised, how
yeah,
you got into
sure,
music and
yeah.
everything?
For those people that don't know, which is probably everybody, but that's why we do these things, so people can get to know one another.
That's right.
Of course.
So I was born in Ukraine, came here very, very young. I grew up in Brooklyn, so a New Yorker.
What part of Brooklyn?
I grew up in Bensonhurst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to FDR High School. And then, yeah, man, been living in Williamsburg and like East Village, Lower East Side kind of my whole adult life. And started DJing after I used to play in bands and stuff. And then
What'd you play?
guitar, bass, everything, yeah. And then started DJing through that just because it was just a natural progression. I just always loved music. And then I've been doing like open format DJing for a while, and then I kind of wanted to do producing because that's when like kind of like like the first like EDM wave came out, and like everything changed. I feel for clubs and just like all music.
I think that wave created a lot of producers.
For
lot
sure.
Of people, when they seen the money that these guys were getting to DJ, everyone locked themselves in
Right.
studios. Even hip hop DJs turned
For sure,
turned
yeah.
dance DJs.
I like, for me, it wasn't even about like the money. Obviously, that's obviously like amazing to like how much these guys make, but like for me, it was just like the next step because like my band had been like over, and I was like, oh, I guess I can keep creating music by myself. I don't have to be in a room with 4 other people and like to rely on like, in the band there's always like people butting heads and like kind of egos, and just it's a lot to get one little thing done because like you have to have 4 people agree on something. So for me, like when my band was over, I was like, well, I can produce music and I don't have to answer anybody, and I don't have to like split money with anybody, and like DJing is a little bit easier as far as like travel. You don't have to get on a bus with 4 people. You could like hop on a flight, and like you don't have to travel with equipment, with guitars. You just bring your laptop or USB or whatever. So a lot of it made sense to me because I was like, okay, well, this is the next step. And the music background was already there, so it was like kind of an easy transition, I would say.
So you weren't in the band and DJing at the same time?
No, it was like I was like right after, because I didn't know what I wanted to do next, because like they were like they didn't want to tour, and I love touring. I love like just traveling and seeing things and just experiencing life. So they didn't want to tour. They're like, yeah, man, it's like because it's a lot of work in a band, like carrying your equipment. Even if you have like a tech or a roadie, it's still like a lot of work. Like just with like traveling with like your merch, you have like a whole truck with your merch and like lights, and just it's a lot. And so being a DJ, a lot of DJs know that you throw your backpack on and you fly, and then like some nights like I'm like go to Vegas and like I land at like noon, do the day gig, and I'm back on the flight at 9 p.m. Like you're just out, you get the job done. And so it's a lot easier than being in a band, for sure.
You save your back.
Yeah. So that was like kind of my introduction to DJing and producing, and then yeah, man, that's what I've been doing for the last few years.
So when you started DJing, how'd you break into the New York scene? Like, who were the promoters that put you on early on?
I don't even know if it was. What's weird is I never really came up through promoters. I kind of started like, I think I like jumped over that and kind of went straight to the source. So like the booking people of every club. You know what I mean? Like,
so what do you just approach them?
I think just I'd get the intros. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of because I was already like going out, and I was pretty like buddy with everyone. Like, so like I think it was pretty natural, and like it was just easy introductions because I already like paid my dues, like hanging out around all the right places.
Yep.
and like I feel like maybe at the time my DJ skill set wasn't quite there, but over time it you know developed and it grew, and just like everybody else, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's important to be out like as much
For
as
sure,
possible.
exactly, yeah. So
just chilling, meeting people, shaking
right,
hands.
and it's also like you have to want to like genuinely support like the thing that you're part of, you know, like you want to be down like with the clubs, like you don't want to be like showing up to a place that you don't want to be at.
True.
Like the places that I DJ'd, I'm like, oh, this is where I'd probably be hanging out anyway. So it's cool for me to be here and it's fun. And like, you know, obviously as you do it over the years, you know, it kind of loses its shine. But when you're first starting out, I'm like, I'm hanging out here. This is where I want to DJ because this is fun for me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You
want to be
so I was already hanging out at those places anyway. And while still kind of like opening and kind of whatever. But then it was just kind of, yeah, I think a lot of DJs come up through other DJs as well.
Yeah, is there anybody you came up through?
I don't want to say names. I'm not sure, but I remember I used to watch Eli Escobar all the time. I used to watch him DJ, and
Incredible.
I never got to open for him, but he was like the guy that I was like he was just on that whole like AM and like
So
Mark
this is like
Ronson,
2005, 2006,
probably like
2007,
yeah,
right?
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And like I was just like the guy hanging out. I was like a kid. I was sneaking into these clubs, and so yeah, I'd like watch all those guys, AM obviously, and you know all that stuff, and Diplo with like Holotronics when they used to do Sway, and
Yep.
you know, so that first wave of like open format kind of
So that's
really inspired me to like really kind of go for it. But yeah, so and now I'm here,
That's
and
great.
yeah.
So you're working on for some production.
Yeah, so I have a project. It's called Modern Machines, and I just kind of my outlet for music versus like just straight up open format club DJing, which I kind of want to focus more on that and less on just like being like the open format guy. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I've done it for years, but like for me, it's like I feel like my next step is full-time music and full-time like touring as a producer DJ, not as a DJ producer.
So,
you know what I mean?
So,
like,
Modern Machine is an alias you go by?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, eventually, like when that project is kind of strong enough to stand on its own two legs, which it's getting closer and closer day by day. Like I just headline Live in Miami.
So you headline Live as Modern Machine.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
How did you get that gig?
Dave Grutman, the guy.
So Dave actually booked you himself?
He asked me, and then his people reached out to me. Yeah, but Dave Grutman, the man, he is that's how it happened. So that's how I got that gig. I just did. I'm in Vegas a bunch.
So hold on. I'll touch on Live.
Yeah.
Live is one of my favorite clubs in the whole world.
It's yeah. I mean for me it was a bucket list item because I've been there, and I've been there like and seen like Tiesto play and Calvin Harris play. So when you see like legends like that, like as a DJ, whether you're open format or house or whatever, it's just like a bucket list item to perform there because that's where all the that's a legendary stage. Like anyone's been there. Like and like Live on Sunday is such an institution too. Like not just like Live covers every genre, like every kind of possible like. Yeah, famous person's been there. I mean, it's the ultimate.
Their Sunday parties, world famous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have every single rap legend there. You have every single like EDM, every open format, I mean, anyone. Like if you're playing Live, you're doing something right with your career. You're doing something right with like the people you're with, the people that you surround yourself with, and you're on the right path because I feel like that DJ booth doesn't really get touched by like. I don't know the word, like maybe like amateurs or something.
Yeah,
like you gotta be like at a level where like it's like you're the real deal.
That stage during music conference is out of control.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So
did you get a second date?
we're working on it, yeah, for sure.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Right,
so
they like you.
yeah, I think I hope I did a good job. I think I did. A lot of people tagged me on IG stories and people came out, and it was a really good time. I can't wait to be back.
That's great. So you have Live Miami that you're working on. You have your Vegas gigs that you're doing, I see.
Yeah. Played Hakkasan. That was amazing. I do Liquid a lot. Yeah, man, just kind of trying to be more and more out of town, I think. Just because I feel like as far as New York goes, and I love every single venue that I play, but I feel like, you know, I feel like there's so much more to see in this world and like explore and experience. You know what I mean? And I'm the kind of guy, like I said, even when I was in my band, I love touring. I love like just seeing everything. I call it like pirate life, you know, just always on the go and like exploring and looting and just kind of, yeah.
Like one place that people want to play is like one place now they want to play in the New York area. It's Brooklyn Mirage.
Right.
Like that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I played there with I just put out a record on Oliver Heldens' record label called Hell Deep.
Yep.
And he has a radio show called Hell Deep.
Yep.
And they did their 250th radio show celebration at Brooklyn Mirage. And
when was this?
Like I think maybe like spring, like a couple months ago, like 3 or 4 months ago.
And that's the one that he was there performing?
Yeah, so he did Hell Deep 250. That was the show. Yep. And I played that show. So it was a pretty sick experience for sure.
That's great.
Yeah, it was
probably sold
intense.
out, right?
Yeah, it was sold out. It was like 3,500 people, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man. Like it's, and so I have more records coming out with them as well. So yeah, man, just music really is just my.
How often are you in the studio?
I try to be as often as possible. I mean, like, yeah, pretty much every day. But sometimes I don't, like, you know, you can't force like inspiration, or you can't like force things to come out of you. So if it's not working, I don't like to force it. If it is working, I'll stay up till like 7 in the morning. You know, it just kind of what it is. You know. Is
there any producers or DJs that you want to work with?
Man. Yeah, a lot.
Name a
few. Skrillex has always been like a favorite of mine. I think he's just such a. He also comes from the same background as me. He used to play in bands, then started making electronic music. Yep. So I kind of like that resonates with me. Zed, same thing. He used to be in a metal band. Plays drums, plays piano, plays guitar. Same thing.
We were talking about it on the last show we had, the impact that Skrillex made in music when he came out.
I mean, he's still making an impact, and he's like, you know, when he did that Bieber record with Diplo, like,
oh yeah, that was
like that just kind of like fucked things up. Like, am I allowed to curse here?
Yeah.
Okay. Like fucked things up in like in like a good way, like disruptive way, like for pop music, because it was like pop without being like cheesy or like selling out, or like it was weird but like so catchy at the same time, you know. Like Where Are You Now? That record, like, man, like. That flute that they had on there, like, when I heard that, I was like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, it was just so dope. And like, yeah, man, Skrillex has always been a favorite of mine. Calvin Harris, always been an inspiration. And I love how he kind of like changes his style on every record.
Yeah, when he first came out, he sounded like, nothing like.
Yeah, he was doing like Big Room, and then he did like a couple pop records with Rihanna, and then the like last record he did was like I would call it like new disco with like mumble rappers was on it, like and Future was on it, and like a couple other guys, Young Thug, and now he's doing like kind of straight up house. And I like that because I like artists that I love, like growing up, they like kind of evolved on every album and every like record cycle. Like I thought like Marilyn Manson was one of those kind of guys. He would like change his like persona and his whole like, same with like David Bowie, you know, like. And I just feel like as an artist you have to grow. And I always like see people on like Twitter, like when an artist changes his sound, like they get upset because their fans like start calling them out. They'll be like, oh, that guy's a sellout. And I feel like you have to just block that noise out and do you. Like I've like had a couple of things that I've done that were like kind of like, you know, I make a lot of house music, and like my last few records have been like all house. But I also like was like I did a record with like Adventure Club, the one that we performed at Madison Square Garden. That's like a future bass record. But I love that sound too. So it's like, what am I gonna do? Like worry about like somebody like judging me or like complaining about me on Twitter that I switched my sound up? No, because like people are gonna judge you anyway. So you might as well just do what you want to do and not worry about like people's opinions about like whether you're a sellout or you want to like change your sound.
So when you go into the studio, you go in with a blank canvas. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean things inspire me every day, man.
You don't have a sound that you work on.
I mean, I have like I love house music. That's what I kind of like grew up on. And, but I love everything, and like it all kind of has a similar I don't know. Hopefully, it has like a sound that people can kind of identify. Like, I love like like growing up in bands. I used to love like emo and indie rock and like kind of all that stuff. So a lot of vocalists that I work with are like come from an indie background. I don't really work with like pop vocalists. So like that to me is like a thing that I like to do. You know what I mean? So
What about live instruments? Since you play the guitar, do you ever
yeah.
incorporate
So I mean, to me, like my next step, hopefully, once I get out like the club stages and more like the festival where there's like where it's there's room for that to happen, because I can't like in a club setting you can't really like kind of make it a show and like really like there's only a few rooms where you can like really stand up on the like let's say like the DJ booth or whatever it is to kind of like do your little guitar thing or like bass.
Yep.
Like you can't do that in a smaller room because it just doesn't work and people can't see you. You know what I mean?
You can do it in Marquee.
Right, exactly, and
Yeah.
that's like one, and then like Brooklyn Mirage, and then
Yep.
that's probably like your 2 or 3 places that you can really kind of like have, so it's tough right now to like the stages that I'm at, but like hopefully when I have more like maybe like a festival booking, I'd like to like kind of add like a live thing to my set, and hopefully eventually have a full kind of like what the Chainsmokers are doing, kind of like a half band, half DJ kind of hybrid.
Yep.
That would be my goal, essentially, to have like a half band, half DJ set, because it's like both things that I really love and I'm passionate about. So it's hard for me to choose one. Like
Yeah.
I'd love to play in a band again, but I also love DJing. So you know what I mean? So I'm like, I got to combine those two worlds somehow.
Yeah.
So
So you have any gigs coming up you want to mention?
I'll be playing at Marquee October 4th. That'll be fun. And then I'm in Vegas the week after that.
Where are you at in Vegas again?
Liquid. Yeah, it's like a daytime pool party thing.
Yep,
It'll
I'm
be,
familiar
it'll
with
be
it.
really fun. I've been there last like couple weeks in and out.
Vegas is just on a whole nother energy.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely something that you just kind of come in and you're ready to. People are already like just ready to go, man. Like they're
Yes.
just ready. Like there's no like there's always like ambulances people picking up and like
It's
but
crazy because they go from the pool party and then they go out
They go
afterwards.
straight out,
too.
yeah. So it's all day ragers, man. Like it just doesn't stop in Vegas, and that's what I love things that have like such an energy to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I perform, I jump around a lot, and like I do my thing, and I like it. That just comes from being a performer, like growing up. Like being on stage as a musician, and like I like that was always in me, and it's not something that I can even control. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even stand still if I tried. So, I feel like Vegas has that energy. That it feels right to me because I can like kind of be, I don't know, like when you see someone like Steve Aoki perform, like he's a performer. Like he gets out there and he's jumping around, he's throwing cake, and he's doing whatever he does. And some people people like make fun of it on Twitter. Oh, what does that guy do? He's not even DJing, he's throwing cake. But I'm like, yo, like he's entertaining the crowd and he's doing his thing, and I'd rather watch that than some guy that might scratch for 2 minutes. Like that to me, sometimes it can be boring.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To each his own. I'm not knocking like one or the other, but like I'd rather watch like some guy that's kind of putting on a show and like doing a thing and getting the crowd involved because
So how often are you like getting the crowd involved and jumping around and really having a good time here in New York? Here in New York City.
Yeah, man. Like like at Marquee, any show that you come see me, I'll probably climb up on the booth and like I'll have the microphone in my hand and I'll reach out and like the whole crowd will be singing along, and it's sick. It's like a concert kind of, and that's like I said, that's like my goal eventually is to have like a band DJ hybrid
So
concert
you
thing.
must look forward to those nights at Marquee because like going away and being in Vegas and being in Live Miami and then coming back to New York and you don't really get that reaction here in New York aside from
Marquee, I feel like
Marquee.
that's the only room that can really like deliver that kind of energy and that kind of like show because the production is there too. You have your giant screen behind you with your
Yes.
logo and your
You have your
animations and your
lighting.
everything, and you have the lighting and the CO2 and the confetti and the whole thing, and that makes it part of the show. Like that stuff is as much part of your DJ set as your actual DJ set.
Exactly.
Because for the audience, like they're watching a show, like they're there to like be entertained, and that's what you're doing, And like playing the right records is definitely like, that's the bare minimum. So like when I see DJs on Twitter like, yo, but I play good records and this DJ jumps around. I'm like, but that's the bare minimum. You're supposed to be playing good records. Like, you've reached like 0. Like, congratulations. Now you got to take it up. Like, what are you doing after that? Like, what's your like spark?
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, as a DJ, we should all be playing the right records. That's like bare minimum. If you're playing shitty records, then you're not a good DJ. So, you know, so yeah, like I feel like every DJ has their own kind of like thing, and that's, you know, I think like it helps you stand out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah,
We're looking forward
thanks
to
for having
hear.
me.
Looking forward to hear some music.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some unreleased tunes of mine. Play some of my favorite records that I'm feeling right now.
Awesome.
Just
we're gonna take a 1-minute break. We got Dimitry Mak up on the set. He's gonna rock live from Red Hook here at the Funktion House. Go to thefunctionhouse.com for no interruptions. Peace.
All right, we got Dimitry Mak live from Red Hook here at the Funktion House.
I just called you out tonight to see how you look in that moonlight. See how you look in that moonlight. You know there ain't no point of fight. You'd rather be spending the night out. You'd rather be spending the night out than fuck around with pretty bitches. Bitches that don't got daddy issues. Bitches that live just for the moment. But you got your when I put my lips on you, I don't wanna fight. I'll bring the joy to you, you can bring the light. Spark it up and touch me, I'll raise the tide. And you wanna touch me, touch all night. I'll put my lips on you, I don't wanna fight. I'll bring the joy to you, you can bring the light. Bitches that don't got daddy issues. Bitches that live just for the moment. Forget about you when I put my lips on you. I don't wanna fight. I'll bring the joy to you. You can bring the light. Spark it up and touch me. I'll raise the tide. And you won't wanna touch me. Touch all night.
Drum stomping like drums one thing. aprendió la canción a la perfección. Por mi patria, por mi nación, ninguna discriminación. Aquí no hay raza ni religión, bailalo por obligación. Qué calor. Qué calor. Qué calor. En la discoteca, qué calor. Yeca, para la muñeca, por favor. Por favor.
Las mujeres me las como al vapor. En la playa bañado en sudor. Los bikinis te quedan mejor. Tú eres mi amor, mol, mol, mol. Cada vez que veo ese booty yo me quedo loco. Tú le das trabajo, mami, con mucho saoco. Como tú lo mueves en el mundo, lo mueves poco. Dale, dale, baila lo loco. Como tú lo mueves en el mundo, lo mueves poco. Dale, dale, baila lo loco. Como tú lo mueves en el mundo, lo mueves poco.
Calentamiento global, anda suelto el animal. Mano arriba el que es real. Qué calor, qué ca. En la discoteca, qué calor. Yeca, para la muñeca, por favor. Qué ca. En la discoteca, qué calor. Yeca, para la muñeca, por favor. Qué calor. Qué calor. Yeca, en la discoteca, qué calor. Yeca, para la muñeca, por favor. Qué calor.
lover, why don't you stay? Summer lover, don't go away. Distant thunder, calling your name. Summer lover, why don't you stay? Me and the leaves are falling. We're over way too soon. My body's not forgotten. All of these nights with you. We're feeling like September, fading fast. fast. Maybe we just were never built to last. Distance under, calling your name. Summer lover, why don't you stay? Summer lover, why don't you stay? Summer lover, don't go away. Distance under, calling your name. Summer lover, why don't you stay? Summer why don't you stay? Don't go away. Why don't you stay? Don't go away. Why don't you stay? And the leaves are falling. Don't go away. No way too soon. Why don't you stay? God is not forgotten. Don't go away. These nights with you. Why don't you stay? Don't go away. Why don't you stay? Don't go away. Why don't you stay?
I'm at a party I don't wanna be at, and I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I could sneak out the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. Can you take my hand, finish my drink, say shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Don't think I fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah. I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in? Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad vibes when I'm with my baby, yeah. Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere, and you're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. We at a party we don't wanna be at. Trying to talk but we can hear ourselves. Pictureless, I'd rather kiss them right back. With all these people all around, I'm crippled with anxiety. But I'm told it's where I'm supposed to be. You know what? It's kinda crazy cause I really don't mind. When you make it better like that. Don't think we fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Oh yeah, yeah. When we walked in I said I'm sorry. But now I think that we should stay. Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Oh yeah. You're making it better, darling. Darling, it on, 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 darling. Darling, it on. You're making it better, darling. Darling, it on, 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 darling. Darling, it on.
What? Sorry, just quickly. What if it's da 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 down 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 da 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 down 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 da 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 down down down. Please say your heart, please say your love. Call you up to get down down down. The way that we touch is never enough. Turning you up to get down
truck. If a shark cause I'm faded. Honey's in the streets, say honey, yo, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts and the guys ain't canine. All the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track, bring the old school back. This is how we do it.
All this party time.
So tip up your cup and throw your hands up. If you were from where I'm from, then you would know that I gotta get mine in a big black truck. You can get yours in a 6-4. Whatever it is, the party's underway. So tip up your cup and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed, it's all because this is how we do it. Ooh, South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it. To all my neighbors, you got much flavor. This is how we do it. Let's flip the track for the old school back. This is how we do it.
All this party time.
So tip up your cup and throw your hands up.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em.
Don't miss with the 808s. The 808s. Don't miss with the 808s.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em.
Don't miss with the 808s. Don't miss with the 808s. Don't miss with the 808s.
lights. Turn off the 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 lights.
Sub got him subdued with the subdue. Subtract on a subtrack, I'm a sub you. Submarine deep when it flood through. Sub wet when I make drip, get the sub. Angle I drop on, always obtuse. Y'all sister act, y'all ain't really nothing new. I'm into that. Kick clap in the boom, that bitch is whack. Step back, give me room. Sub got him subhuman. Sub in your subconscious. Sub hot, sub lava. Sub hot, sub nauseous. I get even being my artist, not a novice. No, my knock obnoxious. Y'all just substitute with y'all shit. My shit, raw shit, that make you all shit. I send it on, I send it on. I'm pretty sure you get it though. Deep in the sub, I'm sending you. Subliminal. Better wake up. Kill shit funk. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Better wake up. Kill shit funk. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Killer shit fun. Killer shit fun. Killer shit fun. Sub in the suburb, in the suburb. Sub drug, this is sub hot, this is sub herb. Subservient, that sounded absurd. Sub verb while I puff verb, while I bump nerve. Sub never sub hard when the sub serve. I'm dishing that. Humble pie every time I'm slicking it. Pen fly with the first, so zip your lips. I don't vibe using words, My sub zero. This sub seduction. Subway sub hero. My sub got substance. I get even being my artist, not a novice. No, my knock obnoxious. Y'all just substitute with y'all shit. My shit, raw shit that make you all shit. I send it on, I send it on. I'm pretty sure you get it though. Deep in the sub, I'm sending you. Subliminal. Better wake up. Kill shit fun. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Better wake up. Kill shit fun. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Kill shit fun. 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 Better wake up. Kill shit fun. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Better wake up. Kill shit fun. I've been in trance. Shit is like drugs. Shit is shit funk. Kill shit funk. Kill shit funk. Kill shit funk.
Gotta make that booty shake. Gotta make that booty shake.
Now tuned into the motherfucking greatest. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah.
You don't know what you're
Yeah. 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 I'm the realest. Yeah. Don't forget that boy told you. Yeah. Don't forget that boy told you, kid. Fat dirt off your shoulder, you got a kid. Fat dirt off your shoulder, you got a kid. Fat dirt off your shoulder, you got a kid. Fat.
Why are men great till they gotta be great? Woo! I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got boy problems, that's the human in me. Bling bling, then I solve them, that's the goddess in me. You could've had a bad bitch, not committal. Help you with your career, just a little. You supposed to hold me down, but you holding me back, and that's the sound of me not calling you back. Why are men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Best friend set me down in the salon chair. Shampoo press, get you out of my hair. Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. True hurts needed something more exciting. Bum bum be dum bum baby. You tried to bum bum be dum bum baby. You tried to bum bum be dum bum baby. You tried to bum bum.
We about to turn it up, go.
Let's get it.
Packing the mail, it's gone. She like I smell cologne. Yeah, I just signed a deal, I'm on. Yeah, yeah. I go where I want, good, good. Play if you want, let's do it. I'm a young CEO, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Packing the mail, it's gone. She like I smell cologne. Yeah, I just signed a deal, I'm on. Yeah, yeah. I go where I want, good, good. Play if you want, let's do it. I'm a young CEO, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make me go hit the bank. I just signed a deal, I'm on. I'm a young CEO, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first nigga play, I'ma body a nigga. I just check my balance, I probably pull up to your hood and come buy me a nigga. No cap. You know that your hoe told you that nigga crazy. Don't think that she lied to you, nigga. Bitch, get caught with your hoe when I'm popping them both. Now they hot just like Bobby and Whitney.
That was great, bro.
Thank you.
Energy. I thought you were gonna jump up on the.
I know. I didn't want to knock things over because that's I have a tendency to do that. So.
So this is how you normally play. This is like your set.
Yeah. I mean, I you know, yeah, play a lot of house and then kind of the energy goes up.
Yep.
Love dubstep. Love trap. It's like what I was saying before. I love all genres of music. I think that comes from just being an open format DJ for so long.
Yep.
You kind of can't stick to one.
No, of course not.
Genre. So
you got to be versatile because
Yep.
you never know what you're going to be up against in a room.
I love it all, so it works.
Yep.
I never have like a night where I'm like, oh man, I hate to play this because then like I kind of like find my way to like wiggle in and out of genres the way that I want to do it. So it works out.
That's
awesome.
dope.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming down, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming down. And social media handles, if you want to tell everybody where they can find you.
I think it's in here, right?
Yep.
Dimitry Mak, same thing.
That's it. At Dimitry Mak.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you for coming down to the Function House.
Thank
We
you for having me.
appreciate
I'm
you
happy to
playing
be
for
back.
us.
Yep.
And this was fun.
Thanks.
All right.
I don't know. I hope I didn't. I was blasting these monitors. It was loud in here.
Yeah.
It's really loud. You could ask them. I was just going in.
We had a
we
roll
were
down
outside.
the
We had
gate
a bunch
a
of
little.
people outside watching.
They were like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what's going on in there?"
Yeah, people walked in off the street. Two people.
Awesome. Love to hear that.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate
absolutely.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to
Yeah.
catch the replay, go to thefunctionhouse.com. Dimitry Mak.
Peace.
Peace.